Greetings. My name is Cameron Say, and I've been a professor of information technology and computer information systems at two state universities, North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina, and North Carolina A&T State in Greensboro, North Carolina, in computer information systems and information technology. And this for the past 15 years. And I want to have a very brief chat with you today about staffing in the IT industry. If you're a hiring manager, if you're a CIO, CTO, you know the numbers, and you have some responsibility for the information technology function of your organization. You know, and especially any of you out there that use mainframe, it's more acute for you. You know your situation. You need good people. Good people are hard to come by, and trying to keep the glare off my glasses because I can't see. I'm going to be viewing the screen a little bit, sharing the screen with you, so you won't see the glare on my glasses. But all you're seeing is a reflection on my computer screen. But anyway, you know your situation. You need good people. Your workforce is aging. According to the Bureau of Census, 10,000 people a day, every day, are turning 65. There will be a steady exodus from the workforce. And it's going to hit IT the hardest, and it's going to hit mainframe hardest of all. Right. So I wanted to share with you, just for a couple of minutes, my thoughts on the matter. Being someone who's placed, I probably directly facilitated the placement of over 200 students in that 15 years, and most of them in mainframe, but not all. You know, I'm an IT professor, so I don't just teach mainframe, but mainframe is an area that I've gravitated toward because of the need for them, and you know, I developed some facility with bringing folks up to speed in mainframe, at least so they can do an internship or entry-level mainframe job. They know what JCL is for now. Everybody working. They know JCL, they can do a little Rex, they can run a job, they can compile a program on a mainframe without a GUI using ISPF. Those of you in the mainframe space know what that is. So they have the basics, right? They can create data sets and can edit data sets. And these are skills that just aren't taught in our colleges anymore, at least in the mainframe platform, or rather on the mainframe platform. You know, we're one of two schools in North Carolina, the UNC system, the 16 campus UNC system. There are only two that touch mainframe, and our program is pretty robust. East Carolina University, my colleague there, Joel Swift, he has a program there also. It's excellent, but I think they've only been around for a few years. I don't want to malign what they're doing, but I do want to say that I've been in this space for 10, 11 years now, specifically in the mainframe space. College. There are not many colleges in the country that have mainframe programs. Marist College in Poughkeepsie. There's a program at the University of Arkansas. Northern Illinois still thinks do a little mainframe, but there's more. But it's less than 10, right, that I know of nationwide that even touch mainframe out of the thousands of colleges that we have. And mainframes are used by almost every large bank, almost every large insurance company, almost every large government agency. I know the state of North Carolina is heavily dependent on mainframes, as is every state that I know of. I don't know of a state that does the business of the state. Payroll, HR, processing tax forms, anything they have to do with the state level with the census, et cetera. That there's really no other platform that can compare to mainframe for that type of work. Now, mainframe is not the tool for everything. There's some things that you need a supercomputer for. And a lot of people confuse mainframe and supercomputers. They're two different beasts, but we won't get into that here. If you want to know a technically specific definition of the two, take my class, right? We have a couple of lectures on that. But mainframe space has been very good to both myself and my students. I'm just checking to make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm not a media yet, but I'm learning. But I wanted to tell you that, I've been working with this apprentice model, the apprentice model for IT for a couple of years now. And it's very effective, and it's being adopted rapidly, right? Because what it does is it gives you access to the same level of talent or more that you're bringing in at the entry level now already. The retention data is better for apprentices than it is for interns. You pay them less money than you do the entry level people for 1 or 2 years. It's up to you, the company. A lot of these timelines are going to be set by the company, so they have a lot of flexibility in what percentage they pay their folks. Some people pay 70%, some people pay 80%. I think statutorily, you've got to pay above a certain level of what you pay for that job full time. But if you register with the apprenticeship program, and we have people that will help you do that, we take care of the paperwork. If your HR folks feel overwhelmed by it, but it's a great model, and we have few firms I'm working with now. I won't divulge them because, well, one of them I will say, because I'm not directly involved with that program. Now, I was directly involved with the creation of it, but the day-to-day is I really don't have anything. What I do is I direct the people I work with to IBM. IBM is the company I'm talking about. They have a full-blown apprenticeship program in effect, registered at the federal level, all the advantages thereof, and a project that I was lead on back in 2016, funded that effort, funded the creation of the IBM mainframe apprenticeship. Now, the other apprenticeships, they have apprenticeships in a lot of things in software development, cybersecurity, et cetera. So I wasn't directly involved with the creation of those apprenticeship programs, but the mainframe apprenticeship program was the first one, right? And the others used it as a template, and had a lot of internal collaboration with IBM on that, and wasn't really the driver of it, but kind of was directing it from a funding standpoint. It was paid with funds out of my project, and I was involved with the whole process of it, and that's working. The other customers I won't divulge until they, some of them. One of them said they're getting ready to have a press release about what they're doing. But one thing IBM taught me about is client confidentiality. So I try to respect that at all times. But it's effective. And what I do, I'm executive director of this organization called LEAD IT, Leadership, Empowerment, Apprenticeship, and Diversity in Information Technology. So, give me a train of thought, sorry. So LEAD IT. And what I do is I identify people. I've got like 500 people in my database, 400 something people in my database. And let me turn my phone off so it doesn't disturb me. I should have done it beforehand. You can tell when you're dealing with an amateur. You can tell when you're dealing with an amateur. Anyway. What we do is we identify candidates. Now, one of the things that you need to understand about the apprenticeship model is that you've got to decouple yourself from being degree focused and become competency focused, right? So many of the people that we were working with, they have degrees or they're degree seeking. I would hesitate to say most. I have to look at the database. I really don't keep track of it because to me, it's only relevant when I'm moving someone forward to a company. But you have to decouple yourself from being married to degrees, right? Because what industry has told me consistently is that a lot of the degree people that they have really don't have the skills that they're looking for, right? So, I'll give you my contact information before then. Well, let me give it to you now so I don't forget. My email address is CW, S as in Sam, E as in Edward, A as in Alfred, Y as in yellow, at gmail.com. I forgot how to spell my own name. CWSEAYSEAY at gmail.com. You send me an email if you want to have a conversation about this. But it works, right? And so we identify folks. And a lot of people, they have degrees, they have experience, right? They have skills, deep skills. Not everybody does it, but a lot of them do. And this is what's happening. This is why I want you hiring managers, HR people. This is for HR people. I've been an academic for 15 years, I said. I was in industry for 21 before that. And my focus has always been in placing students. People are surprised at how few academics really have that as their focus. Most of them have it as their focus doing research. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying it is what it is. And I know, schools that I've been affiliated with, they got a good bit of money from research. Now, could they run the school with the research dollars like NC State and Carolina could? Nah, they can't. They can't run the school with it. But it's an appreciable sum. So I don't malign my colleagues who pursue research dollars. But I know the students at both of the institutions where I was working came to those institutions to leave with a job. And unfortunately, that is not necessarily our primary focus. I'm not saying it's not a desired result, but it's not our focus, right? Because a lot of things, having facilitated people getting jobs in this space, there's a lot of things that have to happen that universities in general don't do, like talking to industry, which is what I do continuously. So, let me lay the landscape, and I'm not going to belabor this. I want to be able to wind this up fairly quickly, but let's talk about numbers. So there seems some dispute about the number 500,000 unfilled IT jobs is floated around. 500,000 unfilled IT jobs. So that's CompTIA and several other people use that data. And there's a professor by the name of Madoff from the University of California School, who is probably the leading proponent of disputing that figure. So I'm going to have a brief discussion about that. And I like to do my research before I open my mouth. So I'll share with you some websites that I've come up with. And I'm just going to share the desktop. Just for easiest sake. And so this is where I'm getting my data from, the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, so this is where I'm getting my data from. I want you to see it. You can look at the URL in the upper panel. Here, their number is between now and 2026 is 557,100 jobs. Those are new jobs. So by new jobs, those are by definition unfilled, right? So at least there's that. If you trust their data, some people don't trust data from the U.S. government. I'll leave that to you, but we got to get data from somewhere. So we'll use that as a working number, right? And another thing I found very interesting is that the median income for IT folks was $84,500 as opposed to $37,690 for all occupations. So IT jobs pay good money. So let's start with that data. And then I will show you the leading contestant, the leading person who contests that data, Norman Matloff. And you can see his webpage here. So, and this is the article in Computer World, and here is his webpage where he distributes data. And that's fine. That's fine. But one thing I know is that I know what industry tells me. They tell me that they're having a hard time finding. And so we've got a process, and we've got no reason to believe that situation is going to improve. It's only going to get worse. So we've got a process that will facilitate you getting high quality candidates at reduced costs, at reduced headaches. Get in contact with me, CWSEAY@gmail.com. And that's it, short and sweet.